Well, time for a little happy hour talk today on Studio 10. We got a big event happening this Sunday, and that is Father's Day. And I'm here with Aaron from Ellison Brewery, who's going to teach us a little bit about maybe something Dad would want for Father's Day, and that's bourbon.
Yeah, thanks for coming in. I appreciate it.
Yeah, so tell us about some of the bourbon options that you can find at Ellison Brewery.
So we take a little bit of different philosophy on the way we do some of our bourbon whiskey. We still follow the traditional bourbon requirements that are federally mandated, but we like to put a little extra spin on it. So we actually, once we age it for a couple years, we then take it and we put it into secondary barrels that have some other, that have been used before, say like a Pedro Jimenez sherry cask or a Ruby port cask, or we've even used Cabernet Sauvignon cask from Napa Valley before, and it provides a little different flavor profile and color profile and just enhances the bourbon a little bit more. So right here we've got the Pedro Jimenez sherry cask.
Right.
We imported those barrels from Europe, and we also have a Ruby port that we imported from Europe as well. So we like to add a little bit of flair to the traditional bourbon and spice it up a little bit.
Do you have any tips for people that may be experimenting on bourbon for Dad, which one to go with, or how they approach to getting bourbon for Dad for Father's Day?
So there's a lot of misconceptions in the whiskey community. You know, a lot of people say with no ice, no water.
Right.
In my opinion, it's however you want to enjoy it. Who am I to tell you whether you should have water or ice, or have it neat? So put it in a cocktail if you want. Try it with a little bit of ice. Try it with a little bit of water. It really, in the end, it's going to be however you, as the drinker, want to drink it. So.
And how convenient that today is Bourbon Day. It's almost like we planned this, right?
Maybe a little bit.
So tell me again, the process. This is not a month-long process or a couple of months. This is years in the process.
Yeah, minimum of 4 years by our standards. Just because we haven't been around, to get into the decades of it. But as we continue on, the goal is to have 10 and 12-year-old bourbon at the minimum.
And how many offerings do they get of bourbon at Ellison Brewery? Is there just the two, or?
No, so it rotates throughout the year as the timing of the barrels rotates. So we've got these two, and then we've got some Cabernet Sauvignon coming out soon. Then we've got a couple other ones that are still in the works as far as Madeira and Marsala casks as well.
And on this Bourbon Day, if people are thinking about shopping for themselves or maybe for Dad on Sunday, how do they go about getting maybe a bottle from Ellison? Can they curbside, online? How does the ordering process work?
All of it, actually. So you can buy it online. You can order it, pre-order it. Just call our pub in East Lansing. They can bring it out curbside, or you can walk in and pick it up right at the bar.
All right, very good. And of course, Ellison Brewery is expanding here in Lansing. We should touch on that too before we wrap things up. We are actually at the second location in REO Town.
Yeah, that's right. So we're excited to get this location open. Just more production space, more retail space, and event space that we've been needing desperately. So.
All right, very good. Well, happy Bourbon Day. And if they have any questions about bourbon, they can get a hold of you, right?
Yep, just give our East Lansing location a call. You can find it on Google, Facebook, website, and we're open. We open at 4 today.
All right, very good. And your personal preference, rocks, no rocks?
Depends on the mood, but I normally go neat with maybe a splash of water.
Okay, all right, there you go. There's a recipe for you. All right, well, thank you for the information today, Aaron.
Yep, thank you.
All right, and happy Bourbon Day. And stick around, we got more fun coming up on Studio 10.